May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
Hey everybody, welcome back. All right, we are in the inner chamber of that immaculate temple. We're going to head downstairs where I believe we're going to find Leandra's blood, which we need to counter the Death Knights. Probably be a lot of looting down here, I'm assuming. I just crafted a bunch of, really just arrows and stuff. Not much else. Could craft some more armor up. I don't know if it would be any better. What we're wearing. The axe that Chloe's using, I believe, is made by Jahan, and it's better than every other one we found, and it's just a common one. Knightly Lance, huh? I need a trap disarm kit, if that's not warning us of something. I don't know why I just sent that to her. Are you home? Nope. Augmenters are good. Make some large potions, although we have plenty of them. Nice. Is that an arm? One. Carnage. It's written backwards, so it's called Carnage. The scent of death lies lays heavy upon it. Alright, Jahan. Medora, you carry that for some reason. I don't know. Weird. Sure, that's an inside thing I'm not getting. Reference to something. Keen letter. Madam Conduit, the scepter of control is quite complete. Using this wand, you alone will be able to dismantle the Death Knights. Aim this weapon at your target, and at your will, it will be reduced. It shall be reduced to shrapnel. Ever your servant, Jaylene.
So Leandra's devised a method for destroying Death Knights.
That sounds more than promising.
Take that. I don't need a bunch of feathers. We do need potion bottles, though. Forgotten Gods, we've already read. Annotated map.
A map to the Source Temple in the Phantom Forest. Sounds like a location worth noting.
Yeah, Phantom Forest is probably our next goal. I'm not going to pick that up just yet. in case something happens. We need to rob her of everything she owns first. Folded shirts. Painting of a landscape? Give that to me. Pretty robe. That's special. A lot of random jewelry. Brittle and corroded and brittle. Worth quite a bit. Got a bow in that little tiny box? That is impressive. Yeah, it's probably gonna be crap. Can't sleep in her bed, huh? Alright. Get her blood. We'll get that Stardust herb.
Now this is valuable.
We found a vial of Landra's blood. Okay. Let's walk out of here, see if there's any surprises, and then we'll head back to the homestead. Looks like we're good to go to head back. So first we're going to have to use the spell on the Death Knights, and it looks like eventually we'll just get a wand that does it. Alright, let's get out of here to the homestead. End of time.
There you both are. How jolly. I
How jolly.
do prefer an audience when I give one of my history lessons.
Oh, yay.
My friends, I see you found another starstone. Jolly good of you. But I haven't been exactly idle either, for I think I may have nearly figured out why Source became so terribly tainted.
You tell?
If Astarte is the goddess of the Source, and the void was contained in her very garden, might it stand to reason that it was in fact the void who turned Source into such a dark and terrible power?
Okay.
But the tapestry has been rewoven. Time has been restored. I must speculate no more, and instead we must see what new shred of our tale you've uncovered.
With the Guardians distracted, Astarte lifted the lid of the God Box. What she saw was nothingness. Astarte had called forth the Void Dragon, whose sole purpose was to undo all creation. Caught off guard and terrified, the Guardians, sworn protectors, fled. But Astarte stood firm. She grabbed hold of the dragon and hurled it and herself into the reaches of the void. Here she battled the dragon for all eternity. For his deception, the Trife was cast out of the first creation. He fell to Rivellon, a monstrous creature unworthy of the realm of the gods. Since that terrible day, Source has been tainted by the presence of the Void. A once beautiful power has become corrupted, and those attempting to wield it often go mad in the process.
Okay. Talk to ourselves first.
We may have been tricked into allowing Astarte to open the God Box, but we fled when faced with the Void once more.
Lofty in here, isn't it? Are we near a vent?
Yeah, what cowards we were. Let us only pray we still have time to undo our mistakes. Yeah, Chloe's gonna not be so hard on herself. How could we have known what was to come? We were simple sentinels by then, and ones with faith in Astarte to boot.
How could we have known what was to come? We were simple sentinels by then, and ones with faith in Astarte to boot.
Log. The tapestry continues to grow. This time, we learn that Astarte not only distracted the Guardians, but opened the God Box and unwittingly unleashed the Void. The Guardians fled in fear, while Astarte stood strong and engaged the Void in battle. The tripe was cast out of the Garden of the Gods, and Source has been tainted ever since. And we finally, we replaced the tapestry. We learned that the Guardians were so overcome by guilt, they ripped our threads from the Tapestry of Time. Their threads fell to Rivlon and became Starstones. Interesting. Okay. I didn't know we learned that. Did we get to unlock this last one?
Doom. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Guess not.
You and Zandalor have always been close, are you? Great.
Well, we should have unlocked something. Oh, you know what? Zigzags ran, what, up here? Dark Underlord. Been to the armory. There he is. The Trader's Emporium, okay.
I wonder who awaits you in the next chamber. I wonder what they'll say.
Right?
There's a seafaring atmosphere about this place.
And seafaring leads to the exotic, to trading. We may be in for a treat.
Giant jellyfish hanging out. We do need to sell a bunch of stuff, so this is not a bad thing.
Guardians. Oh, Guardians, I need you. Heed my plea in these void-filled hours. The dragon is overpowering me. Our enemies are battering the fragile gates of time. The skies are darkening, and the stars are being extinguished. You have to reach me. Star stones will pave the way. Find them, use them, empower them, and hurry. Please make haste.
Only Starstone can stay the Maelstrom now.
Well, we have
Alas, that damnable stuff is hidden better than a leprechaun's pot of gold.
two. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use them. Nope, I don't want to get behind, basically.
Ah, fancy finding you here.
This guy.
It's such a very small series of worlds after all.
Fancy finding me here. What business could you possibly have at the end of time?
If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I'm just tidying up a bit, ensuring that all's running smoothly. Every gear well oiled, every cog in its place. Nothing special.
And you've got to do that here, of all places?
Well, why not? It's an interesting sort of place, isn't it? And speaking of interesting sorts of places, you must have seen some fantastic things on your journey so far.
Yes, it's been a parade of magic, mayhem, and mystery from top to bottom.
The mysterious stranger gives you a hard look, as though trying to discern something deep within your eyes. After a moment or two, he appears suddenly satisfied and slowly blinks.
Kay.
Well, I know that guy is basically some powerful god. I don't know that. It's my guess. But he seems to be like the overarching god who's very uninvolved with the world, but is kind of actively acting behind the scenes is kind of my guess. I could be way off on that, but he's got some kind of power, though. He's definitely judging us. Pack animal. The broom sweeping for itself. Large healing potion. Ancient letter. Dearest Henry, dear cousin and king, joyous tidings, the generals have accepted. The divines themselves will make them immortal guardians, and no living creature will have to fear the void no more. All doubts have been assuaged, All worries have been quelled now that they have taken this glorious task upon themselves. Hail to our heroes, hail to the Guardians. They will never be forgotten, not as long as time itself runs its wondrous course. Signed, Lady Helena, Countess of Lelyalint. I butchered that. Lelyalint. Alright, let's talk to this guy. Chloe, you're going to have to send me that bag. I'm going to have to unpack that bag. Fortunately. I don't think I'll see if I can open it in the trader. I don't think I can.
Welcome, welcome, step right up. Browse these fine goods from far-flung fairy worlds and local slums the same. Take your time, or don't. Time is meaningless after all.
Alright, tell me about yourself, Brian.
Oh, it seems like an eternity ago. Or was it 1,000 years from now? Huh. I was a simple market peddler on the cobbled streets of Alaroth. It was Master Six-Sacks himself who passed one long, or possibly very short summer by teaching me both the art and science of rift hopping. And I've been trooping to and fro across space and time ever since.
Alright, sounds cool. Let me look at your wares.
Today's special, bewitched cat hair.
Let Arhu know about that. So I can just sell him the whole pouch. Which she does not have enough money for. I mean, at this point, I could buy stuff. I mean, that one just does pure tenebrium damage. Paralyzing a wonderful elven shadow wand of omnipotence. It doesn't do a lot of... No, actually, compared to his other ones, it probably does. Gives him perception, crippled bleeding. Got a hot pocket. I'm gonna have to unpack that though. Chloe, do you care about that? No, you don't. No, you don't. What about Fedora? Nope. Nope. Let's see if you can actually higher level than her. And that polished axe just has no special qualities to it, but it's just damage-wise way better. That one, though, the tough flame and Schwert of smashing. Does quite a bit more damage. No fire damage, which isn't really a bad thing. Gives her HP and sets a chance to knock down. Though with the fire on top, so if I got 214 and let's say 43, it would be more. 157, 32 would be more. So we're going to stick with our Holy Sword of Flame right now. That's a little better. I don't remember who our leadership character is. I'll probably keep his intelligence. That's where he's getting the Summon Undead Warrior from. That has a way better blocking. And old boy could improve it. That would be good for Medora. We'll have to get rid of the immunity to stun, but she'll get +2 to strength and add 1 to tenebrium. That's a goodbye. Bodybuilding's not bad either. I'll keep her shield specialist. That you could probably use. You're going to lose single-handed, but your armor rating kind of sucks. Unlocks cure wounds, whatever. Okay, we'll get that for Chloe. And that shield. The Constitution gives them initiative, like burning on contact. Nah. What other yellow crap we got? Alright, that'll do. David, you can go and sell that whole pouch now. Yeah, well, I didn't want to unpack it. And I want to keep that snap. Alright. Still got 92,000 gold, so. That works.
Good day, good cap.
Send that to Chan. Send that to Davith to sell. And you're not going to do this shield. It goes to Davith. And you are going to do that one. Dora. You do your telekinesis. We're going to send that to the homestead in case we ever need it. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this Tenebrium spear. So we need Tenebrium damage. We got that hammer. Let's see if I can make that one better. Okay. Sell the rest of our crap here.
You again, my friend. And so soon after tomorrow, how can I help you this time?
All of that. Right, thanks, buddy.
Good day, good custom.
Then we're gonna head back. I'm trying to decide if I want to use my Starstone here. We'll see if Zigzax is waiting for us. If he's not, we'll use it. We'll come back here and then use it. He is not.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near a event?
Wealth provision, interdimensional trade at any time. Time for shopping spree. I hate that they're there. They don't shut their mouth. Alright, let's use one.
Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister.
Zigzax, could you come talk to us because we opened another Starstone? Okay, this will get this other one open.
Guardians, we come to it at last. All of the missing threads have been rewoven, and the canvas is clear for the first time in eons. The final mystery may at least reveal itself. The final thread of your memory may be restored. Let us watch.
The Guardians had failed. Source was tainted, the void was loosed, and all that stood between Rivellon and annihilation was Astarte herself. Overcome by guilt, they hoped to undo their failure by undoing reality itself. And so, they ripped their threads from the tapestry of time, so becoming unknown to history and unknowing of themselves for all eternity. As their threads fell to Rivellon like shooting stars, they hardened into crystals the people called Starstones.
You know what?
That's cool.
Jokes. Oh, I could tell a joke.
And those things can also be turned into bloodstone and can actually bring the void, so there's that.
So the souls within us intentionally tore themselves from the tapestry of time.
Doom. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Perhaps it was the only honorable thing to do after the tragic opening of the God Box by Astarte.
Duty is honor, and honor is duty. I can understand their not being able to live with having failed to protect the God Box.
3 out of 4 have already been reinstated, and now the last of the Elemental shall rejoin its illustrious masters. Glory be unto them, and glory be unto you.
Thank you, sir.
I wonder how much of us.
Good gods, what an infernal heat!
Feels like we've landed inside the heart of the sun.
Not quite. The fire elemental's world. Don't step on the lava, guys. Ancient diary. My friend and ally. It couldn't be, but of course it was. The one I was to marry, her child, Alessa's child. There simply is no escape from the past. At first I rode headlong into battle, hoping the enemy's sword would do what I could not. Then came the distractions of power, to no avail. I must admit the truth to myself, here on paper, like I almost did in my previous letter. 3 of us faced the Void Dragon, and 2 of us, myself included, were overcome by terror. When it truly mattered, when the fate of the worlds hung in the balance, we failed our duty. It was she who restored our fraying minds. Oh, such mighty wizardry I have never seen. But it spent her, weakened her, and the void preys on the weak. It killed her before we could strike back. Only then did we cage it. We won. We saved the world. We were heroes. No. We were cowards when the moment came. Now all I can do is become a guardian. It is the only way to serve and to forget. I'm certain you feel the same. The tapestry continues to grow. This time we learn that Astarte not only distracted the Guardians, but opened the God Box and leaves the Void. The Guardians fled in fear while Astarte stood strong and engaged the Void in battle. The Trife was cast out. We knew that. We restored the tapestry's final thread. We learned that the Guardians were so overcome by guilt, they ripped our threads from the tapestry of time. Their threads fell to Rivellon, became Starstone. The unnamed lady finally has a name, Alessa. It seems that 3 generals originally faced the Void Dragon, but 2 recoiled in fear. They were rallied by Alessa, but the dragon saw its opportunity and destroyed her. The 2 were victorious in the end, but they feel responsible for Alessa's death. To repent, the general wants to become a guardian. And then you guys fled again. So we're gonna have one final time to redeem ourselves here.
Guardians,
Ooh.
I ask of you, what are you doing? What good can come of your misguided actions? I have tried to warn you. I have tried to be your friend by pointing toward the one great truth that is the Void Dragon, and say, relent. For you have failed before. and you shall fail again. Why is it so difficult for you to accept that which is inevitable? All things must pass away, even time itself. Sit ye down, rest, be weary no longer. Acquiesce in the embrace of oblivion, in which there is nothing but the equality and the harmony of non-existence. A blessing awaits beyond the end of time. Accept it, for it is yours to receive.
Gotta be honest, I'm ready to fight this guy.
He has tried to be our friend. That word has truly lost all meaning.
A blessing awaits beyond the end of time. Death's blessing, yes, but no more.
Okay, you have no master level stuff. He should sell it. I'm sure you can have it. One master, so we gotta get you one. Dora.
You! What radiance burns from your being? Enough to scorch even the likes of me, I find. And that is no small feat. Most impressive, yes, most impressive indeed.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Why, I am a soldier of fire. And does this landscape not befit me?
It does.
I have lived here for eons, since the first great peace, when the world as your kind know it was first secured. We were invited here by a great leader, I believe. Yes, a leader. I'm sure it was. The details, they crumble like ash when I try to grasp them in truth. But the radiance of that time has never left me. Victory, blazing victory, adorned our heads like a crown of glorious flames. I'm sure one as radiant as yourself must understand exactly what I mean.
Not exactly, but what do you know about fire magic?
What do I know? Ha! Fire magic is me, and I am it. A far better question is, what would you like to know?
Indeed. Right. Adept, Master. Flurry skill book. Attack with a flurry of your main weapon and deal 112, 193 damage each strike. That doesn't sound bad. Taunt with care. Encourage with care. Shackles of pain, no. Enter in a rage state. Rage decreases your armor and chance to hit, but you do more damage and have higher critical chance. Crit chance plus 2%, huh? This is more, okay, just damage. Oh, I feel like the only one that's good for Medora, besides maybe Rage, which is an adept though. The only master one they have is Flurry, besides Shackles of Pain. Find that a little annoying. But Flurry it is. Alright, thank you, sir.
Take care, my friend. Those who blaze brightly may find themselves targeted by darkness.
Yeah, okay. Boom. God. Well, that was a waste. It's not that we don't have the money. Learned Shackles of Pain. Don't know why Medora had it. I guess I had two of them. Anyways. $7 to use. Use it every 5 turns. Can't force you to do it. Alright, we'll have to see it at some point. Alright, let's get back and talk to Ikara and see if we can figure out how to proceed. Another Starstone, another room. We made a fire elemental who can aid us with our fire skills. Okay.
We are haunted by the same vision, my friend.
What is still blocked
the
off?
End of all visions. But only
You know what a great joke.
So that takes us to the trader. That takes us to the armory, which I'm going to go to later. Probably off camera. I haven't been to the Hall of Darkness yet, have I? Yeah, that's where the demon will respec us, right? Or sell a certain... Yeah. So what's on the other end? Oh. We had another one. Or not.
I wonder who awaits you in the next chamber. I wonder what they'll say. Do you have a moment, my friends, to indulge an old imp? I want you to know that I have been giving your history a lot of thought. For any historian worth his salt duly contemplates the events he records and researches.
All right.
It is my solemn conclusion that you have been treated rather harshly, and that the harshest punishment of all was delivered unto you by your very own hands. For tell me true, what are humans worth, even if they ascend to the status of demigod, if they be void of all doubt, if they question unfailingly their duty? The demon abused a most primal emotion, and because of that, that emotion has been dubbed a weakness. Nay, I say, it is not. Indeed, it will save us yet, be it in the very last nick of time. So, chipper up, eh? Not like the near impending end of all is entirely your fault.
No, Astarte had a lot to do with it.
At least Zigzag seems to think we Guardians aren't utter failures.
Awaits you.
Bless his heart, for he is right. Doubt is not a blight, but a bless. No. I don't think doubt is a blessing. I don't know if I agree with him.
Aren't you going to leap through?
If doubt can be,
Who knows what wonder awaits you?
if doubt can be so easily lead to manipulation and misfortune, is it not better to forswear it to obey?
I'm inclined to answer yes. Such feelings clutter the heart and pull veils in front of our eyes. They are a burden that have led us to the very brink of destruction.
Inside.
Who knows what wonder awaits you?
To the chapel.
A chapel. And a truly beautiful one at that.
I have the feeling it has long since been
O
abandoned.
guardians in whose hands rests the fate of all, I know he, the usurper, the instigator, has been trying to charm you like he once did us both before.
He didn't charm us, it seemed like. It seemed like he only charmed you, but alright.
Do not listen to him. Do not listen. For every sound he makes is another vocalization of deceit. And what is more, a ruse to mark his weakness. First he seems to mock you. Then he seems to menace you. Then he seems to mesmerize you. But all the while, what he really does is fear you. His desire has been long in the making. The freedom among the void that is his unfathomable dream. But I have stopped him once, and you can do so again. You have pieced yourselves back together, Guardians. You are greater now, perhaps, than you ever were. The maw of the void is chomping with big black teeth. But there is still time to kill the beast. Rise up, Guardians. Stand up. Come to me at the center of the maelstrom and stand by me.
Our enemies fear us.
And well they should. We'll hit the void in the jaw yet, and put a halt to its ceaseless devouring of creation.
Well, I'm trying to see what she was saying about the chapel. I got cut off. I have a feeling it's long since been abandoned by the gods. Oh, okay. The clothes getting a little tough. You punch the void dragon right in the jaw. Huh? Yay. What the point of this is. Oh, this is going to be where the third general is. I've already forgot her name.
This too must...
By the sins of the seven,
Alessa.
can it be? You, Guardian, and General before that.
With whom do I have the honor?
Has time erased all memory of me? It is I, Alessa, the General who stood by your side when the Void Dragon first plagued our world so very long ago. 3 of us faced our foe that day. Only 2 lived to tell the tale.
What happened to you?
You stared the Void straight in the eye and saw oblivion reflected back at you. You broke, panicked, and it took me the very depths of my magic to rally you once more.
Well, she doesn't mince words. She tells it like it is, apparently.
Rally you I did, but I was spent, and the dragon did not hesitate. Thus I perished in the jaws of the Void.
Then let me beg your forgiveness for our breakdown, which cost you your life.
I'll not beg for forgiveness. Every war takes its toll, but in victory, that toll is justified.
Of course, Chloe.
Spoken like a general should. I did what had to be done, and so did you.
Guessing she agrees more with Chloe than me.
You did your duty and more. You gave up the rank of general to become something greater, something immortal. Guardian, protector of the God Box, protector of all creation. Oh, how terrible it must have been to be betrayed, to hear Astarte whisper, to falter ever so briefly and see the dragon rise anew.
That was our darkest hour. To err is human, but we were immortals. We failed creation and failed the gods. Lies were betrayed. Yeah, we go.
We failed? Humbug! Even the best can be brought low by trickery. It was treason that undid us, nothing else.
Yes, indeed. Treachery and deception. Such are the forces that stood against you. The gods should have seen it coming. You undertook a task the seven themselves should have presumed. And where are they now, these allegedly all-powerful gods? Cowering in a distant universe, no doubt. But you are here, ready to face your fear yet again. Destined, I am sure, to succeed at long last. To succeed and save time and space forever. Your moment is nigh. The moment of final failure or final triumph. I know what shall be. Your time has come. The void is destruction. You are creation. The greater force that will best a lesser foe.
Another in a long line of the Void's wretched victims.
Come what may, we'll avenge them all.
We met General Alessa, who says that we, great generals, once fled the void and she was forced to rally our courage. Unfortunately, she lost her life due to our hesitation. What the hell?
Why? You're home. How long it's been? Centuries? Eons? Since you come to me in search of salvation. But I have not changed nearly so thoroughly as you have. My offerings remain the same, dear protector. As have my prices.
What do you have to offer?
Potions of great and incomparable strength, dear protector, as ever. During the Great War, you found full resistance to the elements quite useful. Perhaps history will repeat itself.
Okay. It's nice to know that those exist. Creepy eye moving tomb. Alright, we need to get back and talk to Kara.
You know what a great jokes. Oh, I could tell a joke or two.
We discovered a great chapel at the back of which a grave and an altar are located. Alright, so how many do we have left? We went to the Hall of Secrets. We need to purchase the rest of those things. Just went to the chapel. Just nothing here. The Forbidden Zone is where all the party animals go, and then this, so far, just a shrine of Astarte. This leads to the first garden eventually, apparently. here's that chest. We gotta find 2 more. We'll talk to Akara first.
What's the word, Source Hunter?
I'm the empathy ear. Every year, every year, isn't it? Said, are we near a event? Doom.
Okay, I must tell you about a book of Leandra's called The Forgotten Gods.
So that's her plan. She intends to summon
didn't actually read
Astarte and
that
the
book.
Void Dragon and overwhelm the goddess with an unstoppable army. With Astarte gone, there will be nothing to stop the Void from consuming all of Rivellon. Our mission is greater than us, greater than Leandra, Source Hunter. It is a quest to save all of existence from eternal blackness. Her plan must not succeed. Sister, what have you done?
Okay, let's discuss the Immaculate Temple.
You're 2 steps ahead of my sister, dear Source Hunter. With that vial of her blood, and the fail-safe spell you rescued from the mines, you can craft a piece of magic powerful enough to render her army vulnerable.
Okay, what's next?
Source Hunter, you've learned so much already. That spell you found. If it's to be believed, Leandra has created Death Knights. Only that spell, combined with her blood, will make them vulnerable to attack.
Yeah, Soulforge probably nothing new there.
I cannot condone the terrible things she's done. What's more, I sense a terrible force. If I could only...
Okay. We reported to a car with the vial of blood we found in the Immaculate Chapel. She'll tell us where to look next if we're to defeat Leandra. She didn't tell us where to go next.
You know what a great joke. I wonder how much of a spark it takes to set the human to vapor.
Told us to combine Leandra's blood with the Death Knight vulnerability spell to activate the spell. We know, I mean, I don't know if I want to go to the mines again.
What's the word, Source Hunter?
What's next?
Source Hunter, you've learned so much. I believe the answer to that begins centuries ago, when your order was still... Ours was still... They came on... We climbed the source. From that moment, we were... Leandra's... My sister and... Leandra... Their days were spent... We were as you know, but it was her heart, my connection to her.
Okay, she can't tell us what to do next. Zigzags, what do you got?
Good to see you on the shelter plane.
Discuss the rewoven...
Away from home, is it not?
Let's discuss the rewoven threads.
It shall be my pleasure.
It's stashed inside. Aye, Captain. A bit drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near a event? Doom!
We've seen that the Trife tricked Astarte into tricking us. What was he if he was a friend to Astarte?
I think he is an ancient being so very old he outstrips the gods in their longevity. I think he used to be one with the void, that he used to roam freely through a universe that knew no creation. Perhaps that is why, I conjecture, he may well regard all that is as an abomination as terrifying as we hold the void to be. Time is a transgression most contemptible in his eyes. Space, mere savagery. We know what he did. He befriended Astarte and fed her curiosity until it became so agitated with the need to know what rested in the God Box that she herself, this creature of unadulterated purity, turned to deception. He longs for a return to a pre-creational state, for the death of the gods, for the nothingness in which he was born. At least, that is my highly educated guess.
Alright. Let's go to Arhu.
How can I help you, my friend?
Okay, we found this book called The Forgotten Gods.
She knows of the wizard Zandalor and the fabled Temple of the Source. She wants to get in. It is part of her purpose. Ikara is key, Hunter. She knows Zandalor. We must find him before Leandra does.
I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
Source hunter
By
business.
all means.
I could fly straight to the void.
That seems old.
Fly straight to the void.
Okay, let's go back to Akara.
Ready to advance, ready to defend.
Yeah. So you're in the way.
What's the word, Source Hunter? Source Hunter, you've learned so much already.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go back to the mines then.
How might I serve our mission?
The rooms.
I weave and tales I see. All will I tell.
Yeah, what can you tell me about this trader?
They are merchants that know no borders. Their tongues are made of such flawless silver they need never turn to weapons to get themselves out of the countless predicaments that arise as they travel across magical realms. Realms as numerous as the stars. Yes, they are merchants that know no life of constancy or even rest, but they care not. With a greed one might mistake for a demons, they long for all that is new, or better yet, unknown. Their trade is their life, for it is their very trade that gives them the life they lead. One of exploration, one of boundless freedom among the boundless rifts. Free are they to do so, as yet.
Okay, we located a chapel beyond one of the portals. I was hoping you could tell me more about it.
The chapel, yes. Once it was the holiest place in all of the known cosmos, the hall in which the 7 gods themselves would gather and give praise to the beauty of creation, along with the subjects that worshipped them. It was there that they praised you. It was there that you walked beside them like equals, and it was there that you spent your last night in silent vigil before taking up the guard.
Yeah, and last but not least, what about the fire elemental?
I know of him. The tapestry tells me all it can, and I know he knows you. This aspect of fire served you. In fact, he serves you still. He stood by your side on battlefields large as cities. Together, you overcame foes beyond comprehension.
Alright. Alright guys, we're going to end this episode here. The next one we're going to go to the mines and see if we learn anything. If we don't, we're just going to head to... we'll just head to the Phantom Forest. So, in the meantime, I'm going to head into the smithy and improve... Hopefully improve this... Try to improve this, see what happens, and the shield. Probably improve her... No one's using any new weapons, so it'll just be that shield. And yeah, see if I can't boost that up. Okay, is that what I want to do?
Think I could fly straight
Oh, no I'm not. I'm just going to sell that. There's no way it's going to boost it that high, so... Okay, so it'll just be the shield, and that'll be it.
I could tell a joke or two.
Alright guys, we are, I think, at least the 3/4 point of the game. After this, I haven't done anything. Basically, after that last fight we had in the library, I hadn't progressed past this before, so the rest of this will be blind. So I've never been to the Phantom Forest before, other than one time we stepped in. So it should get much more interesting for me, and hopefully you guys are still enjoying it. Hopefully we get a little bit more action in the next one. Alright guys, now you have a choice where you watch your Divinity Original Sin Let's Plays, and thank you for choosing One-Eyed Sniper. Peace out, everyone.